Yes, everybody, welcome to today's eSports League. It's week 7 and yeah, we have the clan war ECVisualize versus Inaequalis. And yeah, we are in the second game that is played, and it should be played as the third. The first game actually hasn't been played due to an StarCraft ID conflict, so a death win was claimed and given, which means ECVisualize is in the 1-0 lead at the moment. And yeah, now let's go to game 2 and introduce our players. Spawning in the top right of the map, which is Frost actually, just to tell you, we have our Green Protoss player, and his name is Pox. And yeah, he's playing for ECVisualize, as you can see, with this little banner right there. Yeah, we have the gateway expansion into Cybercore there, second gas being taken. Going over to the top left, there we see the red Terran player, representing Inaequalis, Reitor. And yeah, as you can see, barracks into Reaper into expansion is the call over here. And yeah, I really don't want to read this stuff on screen because yeah, there was a big discussion before the game about another caster, and yeah, I might actually put that on my blog or something to just give information about what happened here. I mean, maybe nobody wants to know that, but in the end, this is about manners and fun, and some people don't get the calls. Yeah, so we just saw the Reaper taking out a probe, which is more than most Reapers actually get to do. And yeah, nothing else going on. And I actually turned off the music because I was playing myself. But for casting, music is pretty fun, because if you're not talking all the time, then most likely music in the background is better. So yeah, we just saw the Reaper going down. Let's go over to the Terran space and see what's going on there. We have the barracks with the reactor, building double marine over here. Command center number 3 is on its way, as well as the factory is finishing now. So let's see. Yeah, there might be a tech lab. Yeah, so there's the starport, and this means I expect there to... Yeah, okay, could be both. Could be a tank, could also be a swap, but yeah, we have to wait for another second or two. But since we have the third command center right there, I would expect there to be the swap, especially since there's no production yet. And as I say this, he proves me wrong. I just wanted to say he could be going for a Banshee because he wants to harass a little bit to get a third base up pretty fast. And then he started the tank. So yeah, never mind. 2 more barracks being started. Some marines on the choke. We have the second base, yeah, getting saturated more and more. And on the other side, going over to Pox again, we see the third nexus being placed already. 2 stalkers are there. He's oversaturating his expansion, so I expect there to be gases being taken pretty soon. The robo is there, and he just cancelled. What did he just cancel? I didn't see it on the production tab. Man, I'm so bad. But yeah, blink completed. We have the scan going down, sees everything that is there to see. We have 3 stalkers at the moment, which is not that much, but yeah, we will have some more in a minute. And we also have the observer, which is flying over already, which means he most likely will have the possibility of blinking to the high ground. But what do we see here? Reitor is going for the drop, and actually Pox just was on the edge of going out. Needs to take care of his mothership core and blink forward, and he gets the medivac, and it falls. So yeah, this drop, I think he got a drone there that was transferring over to the second, but that's everything he got from this drop. So not really worth it, I would say. Overall, we have 56 probes for Pox, 57 now, and we only have 43 workers, 45 now for Reitor, so he's a little bit behind in that regard. Going for more barracks now, and I think he should fly over his third pretty soon. I don't know. No, he didn't scout that. I mean, he was dropping to the main base, so he didn't know. He does not know about the third base. He only saw 5 stalkers, and yeah, in comparison to his own army, I'm not sure if that's really much. I don't really think so. I think he, even with having just seen that there, let's call it only 5 stalkers at the moment when he was dropping, he could assume that there's something going on. We see a Liberator harassing now, and the Marine is over there. Yeah, this Fortunova charge does not reach the Liberator, but the Stalkers can. And yeah, he's not repositioning, so that's it for now. 3 more gateways are finishing. We have +1 on the way. This Robo will build in the model in a second. Yeah, the gases have been taken. We just saw the oversaturation. Now it's corrected to go to the gases. So we have 3 bases on perfect saturation for Pox. And there we have a dropship. And he gets caught pretty luckily over here. But yeah, there's nothing to defend over at the third actually. He could drop there. But he's going to the main base straight away. Will we see some drop shenanigans? Yeah, or no, not drop, let's call it micro, adept micro there. And he's shading over a lot. And now he might just try to save his warp prism, which is not really going to work, since yeah, he's not sending it back home. It was just chilling out there. We see an interesting way to block the chokes there. We have the Stalkers in the meantime going for the third base, and you actually will get the command center. So this is a big thing for Pox as well. Takes out some workers right there. Takes out some workers in the main. Did the harass pretty well with the adepts, even if every one of them was falling in the end. Yeah, he's still on 3 bases. Perfect saturation right there. Sends over a probe to go for the 4th now. And he's putting himself in a pretty strong position here. And yeah, he might be able to go for the 2-0 lead here, if Reitor is not really getting on point here. And we have 2 Liberators falling. And yeah, he might not want to fight here with the tank. Be in there in position to just greet the Protoss on this choke point. So yeah, there might not be any fight over here, but do we have a Templar's Archive? I don't think so. That would be a thing I would like to see actually. Yeah, a drop coming over. And he's taking the position on the high ground here. I'm not sure if that's a good position for Pox here, but with the Immortals, he might have enough firepower. All of the Adepts are falling, so I might have been wrong here. Man, this weren't enough Immortals and not enough Adepts to just take down the Terran army. And yeah, so we see the pylon has been taken out. The armies are almost equal here, but we have the tanks on the high ground, so he will lose some workers, or he might be denied of working or mining here. And actually Pox is behind in terms of army supply, so this Nexus will fall, and we see his whole army getting back. The thing is, he knows about there not being a third base, and he sees that all the reinforcements are streaming in. So he essentially knows, I have to hold this push, and then I might be fine. But for now yeah, there's the Templar's Archive, but I think this is a little late actually, to be honest. Yeah, Time Warp is okay to delay the push a little bit, but I would like to have 2 more Fortune Overcharges, to be honest. So let's see how this turns down. And he actually throws down another Time Warp to buy time. In the meantime, Reitor is going to drop something on the main base. And now we have the Adepts shading over. And does he really want to go for this? I'm not sure if that's the right call here again. The Adepts are falling pretty heavily here, and Pox is falling behind in terms of army. Yeah, the Liberators are doing a good job. One of them has been taken out, so you can fight in this position at the moment. But Reitor takes out all of the Immortals for now, so that's a pretty bad position. And we see all of the reinforcements coming out of Reitor, and Pox actually being down to 30 army supply. And this is not a good position for the Protoss. I mean, we see there's no energy on the Medivacs left, so actually the units are weakened and not as strong as they would be with fresh health and stuff. But oh man, he's 20 army supply behind. I think the worker count doesn't really matter, but with the Archons, 2 of them being taken out instantly, that's pretty hard to take. Oh no, man, I was wondering, but yeah, he was just microing them with the Warp Prism. But still, I don't think he should just fight here and risk to slide inside the range of the Liberators. And yeah, he does not. And yeah, the reinforcements, or some of the reinforcements, were cut out here. I think this is a good call for this area. And now nice blink going to the top left with the Stalkers, taking out 1 tank, taking out 1 of the Liberators. That's a good job. A nice micro being shown here by Pox. I mean, he almost lost everything, but the units of Reitor are getting lower and lower, and with some nice blink micro he might actually be able to take this game here. The income is getting pretty low for Reitor. He will not be able to reinforce that much anymore. Pox takes out another Liberator, but now he needs to do a good micro job with the Stalkers. But yeah, he has the possibility of warping in right here. I mean, this Robo is being unpowered, but overall we have a pretty good position here to be in for Pox again. And he's taken the army lead again. He's doubling the worker count, so he's done a pretty good job in that regard. And now we see another good micro with the Warp Prism, so he's just saving the Immortal. GG, well played, being called by Reitor. And Pox takes game number 2 for ECVisualize. And yeah, so we're at 2-0 now. Yeah, guys, so welcome back to this after party show match, I would like to call that, which we're having right here. The map will be Arena, and spawning in the bottom left we have our player for Inaequalis. This is Panda, and yeah, we see him going for the Marine first. And he's going for the fast factory. Going over to the players spawning in the top left, being the yellow Terran, representing ECVisualize. This is Khyira. And he's choosing the Reaper and fast expansion build right here. Bunker is on its way, and he's waiting at home with the Reaper, so he wants to have the high ground advantage if any Reaper of Panda would show up at this stage of the game. But we know it's not going to happen. And yeah, we can see that there's a pretty fast starport and a tech lab on the factory already. And let's see if, I mean, yeah, he's going for the tank, so he might just go for, I don't know, a 6 Marine, 7 Marine, 8 Marine tank push, whatever. And then, yeah, with 1 medivac most likely to reposition everything. And yeah, we see this little buddy just coming into the base, scouting everything he wants to know. Yeah, even plays around with the mines a little bit. Will not get out though, because 3 more Marines show up to the party. And yeah, and we don't even have a Medivac here. He's going for the Viking first. So yeah, for the vision, I guess, and this is the thing. to have the vision first, and yeah, he does not really care about Khyira having the Medivac then, because yeah, if you can attack it, then it has to go to the back line, so it cannot give vision to the tanks of the defender then too. Yeah, scan going down now, right here for Khyira, showing the main base of Panda. And let's go over to watch this push. Viking is in position, we have a tank right here. Tank of Khyira coming to the low ground. And actually, we have 4 Marines, all of them in the bunker for Khyira. Second tank of Panda is just joining the fight. And yeah, we see this bunker being attacked. 2 SCVs falling. Oh boy! First losses. Oh no, it actually wasn't the first ones. And yeah, now he gets some more. The bunker will fall. And we don't have that many units for Khyira. But yeah, now he was waiting for the second Viking. Oh, and yeah, he wants to have the high ground vision. But one Viking of Khyira might be enough, but yeah, I mean he's lacking 1 tank for now, but the second one is showing up, so he will have the tank advantage right here. He has the vision advantage with the fully healed Viking, so Panda has to go back home, throwing down a scan to see how many workers are there. And at the moment, Panda, I mean, he's pretty much all in. He just wanted to build a command center, but he cancelled it again. And now he's repairing his Vikings and tank, I think. But yeah, what really does he want to go for? He's at 111 in terms of production. And does not have an expansion. I mean, Khyira is not that far ahead in terms of workers. But yeah, he will be in the long run, and he also will have a good position to defend here with having more Vikings simply, and yeah, a tank count that is okay to deal with everything that might be there. Okay, needs to be careful now to not lose the Medivac with the tank underneath. Viking count actually being equal out now, but Khyira going for 2 more Vikings. Throwing down a scan now, sees that right now Panda is starting the expansion, so this is pretty late for him. And yeah, he's just holding this position down here. I'm not sure what that is all about, because yeah, it's not only, yeah, I mean, it's holding a position so Khyira cannot walk through this way, but also, I don't know, trying to hold like this area would be way better, because he can at least see if there's a third base going down or something. He can't do something like this right here. And yeah, Viking advantage right there for Khyira. And we have the GG, well played, being called by Panda. And this show match also goes to Khyira. Yeah guys, we had a pretty short series right there, because yeah, games were not going according to plan. We had game number 1, which was a free win or a death win for Terra because of a wrong ID that was on the page for Korty. So the player that was in game can't be proven that it was Korty. So we had a free win for Terra. Then we switched game 2 and 3 because one of the players of Inaequalis wasn't there at that time. So game 3 we just saw as the first game. Right here was won by Pox. Afterwards, the player of Inaequalis still wasn't there, which means the third game was given to ECV as well as a free win, and therefore ECV won the clan war 3-0, but since we had 2 casters there waiting for games or wanting to show games, ECV and Inaequalis were agreeing to play the last game or the 4th game between Khyira and Panda. So yeah, we at least had 1 more game to show of that clan war, but more or less as a show game. And yeah, afterwards, after this series was finished, I had the possibility of jumping into another clan war, which is mCon eSports versus Klan Dark Venom. And yeah, we will jump in at game 4, and the score is 2-1 in favor of mCon eSports. So have fun with that. And welcome back, everyone, with our next game. We have switched the series right here, and we have 2 new teams to introduce because our first game, first clan war was pretty short. So yeah, we are on Frost again, and spawning the top right, we have for team number 1, which is mCon eSports, we have the orange Zerg player. His name is Blackwidow. And going over to the bottom left, we have the player representing the opponent, Klan Dark Venom, and he's the red Terran, and his name is Fire. So yeah, there we go. And we have the Reaper into expansion opening right here with the factory pretty shortly afterwards. On the other side, we have the standard opening with the hatch first into gas and pool. So we will see speed pretty fast, 2 queens coming out right here. And yeah, there's the speed. So that's it for now. We have a pretty big map here, so I expect there to be a pretty fast 3rd base. After seeing that there's no expansion here, I expect Blackwidow to go for this 3rd base, most likely, or won't he? He has a Terran opponent, so most likely he might go for this one, since dropping from here to there is a pretty nice thing to go for. But let's watch this little Reaper buddy and see what he's about to do. Has 1 kill, so second kill already. 2 Zerglings have died. And yeah, he's faking to get away, and then he's going in the back of the bases. So yeah, Blackwidow knows where his opponent is, and Fire obviously sees where the Zerg is, as he's in his base with the Reaper. And actually he just got a probe, or a drone. So this is more than he would expect most of the times. And oh boy, he was so close to get a second one. And he actually gets a second drone. Man, what's going on with Blackwidow? It seems like to be more of orange widows, like drone widows, or the partners of the drones just dying are the widows now. So yeah. Let's see. Let's go over to the Terran space, where we actually had some Hellions in production. We see that there's Medivec on the way, 2 more Hellions in production. The expansion is finished and getting saturated, slowly but steady. Now we see some Zerglings running in. Yeah, trying to take out a mule. And it's been done. In the middle of the map we have some Hellions, and yeah, the Zerglings are turning around instantly after seeing them. Since yeah, 4 Hellions with kiting against Zerglings, that might work pretty well. And for the Zerg now we see the Baneling Nest, and I was actually wrong about the positioning of the 3rd. He's going for the one at the top. But still, yeah, he has not built that much more production facility. He's going for 1 more barracks now, and he's building another reactor to his factory, so maybe he's just going for mass marines afterwards. And now the 3rd command center has been thrown down. And yeah, these Lings are just taking the watchtower, seeing the Hellions, and now they're running back home. And we see some more Zerglings in production. And we see the lair being finished now. Yeah, some banelings also are warping in now. We have the +1 melee, or the +1 carapace for the ground units being started. And oh man, the Hellions are pretty hard to take on. He's trying to force them, or yeah, to stay in position so he can connect with the banelings. But this seems not to be going to happen. So Fire doing a pretty good job here, keeping all of his Hellions alive actually, I think. Maybe lost one. But yeah, pretty good job there. He's on 31 army supply against 11, and there's a drop also that I missed in the second base. So in the long run, Fire is taking himself is putting himself in a good position. I mean, he's not really, actually he's not really doing that. What am I saying here? He's actually behind in terms of drones. So almost all drones of Blackwidow, yeah, were in the first and second base, and the drones he took out at the third, it was like 3-4 drones or whatever. Doesn't really matter that much. Let's check. Five drones being killed overall. So it were 3 here, 2 from the Reaper in the beginning. And yeah, he's on 3 bases. Creep Tumor is on its way, so that's really a thing I like. Connecting the bases with having that much space in between is an important thing to have. Yeah, still Fire is having his force right here to maybe get back in to get something done at the third. In the meantime, we see lots and lots of orange units. Oh, that was a good reaction there. Splitting the one marine, the one Zergling that was focused by the Widow Mine. And now we see... oh man. Oh man. Do we really want to fight this? Yeah, 2 more Widow Mines connecting there, so this is almost over for now. Let's go back to the third base of Blackwidow, where we see the Terran going in again. This Queen will fall now, this war also being cancelled, and this third base might fall. Could have saved some units there. Okay, he's doing so, putting them on the high ground, so the third base will survive. Those units are not going to do that much more, since the number of Zerglings is too high at the moment. And yeah, even dropping them there isn't that smart overall. And we see the first Mutas coming out for Blackwidow now. And Mutas, yeah, he needs to take care of not flying into Widow Mines. And I think he needs to avoid the Marines too. And then he should be fine with that. And yeah, he actually is just connecting. And a good baneling hit there for everything. Nice Widow Mine connection, I think, has been happening. And overall, an okay fight for Blackwidow. He's streaming in with the Mutas and the Marine, with the Mutas and the Lynx. But with the Liberators showing up, yeah, you kind of don't want to fight against this stuff anymore. And we have the Liberator right here, and he's taking out these eggs. And that's pretty unfortunate, since, yeah, Blackwidow wants to have his Mutas going. He wants them to have a good production there. Okay, connection there to the mineral line, and Blackwidow and Fire are doing a good fight here. It's going back and forth. In terms of workers, we have Fire up 50 to 40, and Blackwidow is streaming units across the map. It's Zergling, Baneling with some Mutas, still the same composition as before. We have 2 Liberators on the field, and one more in production. Fire has 2-2 on its way. And for the Zerg, it's +2 carapace being researched, so you will have 2-2. Yeah, when it's finished as well. Will take a little bit more than Fire's upgrades. And yeah, Fire actually being able to force Blackwidow to go back. Some borrowed Widow Baneling Mines there. And we have another attack going down. The Marines are getting lifted here. So yeah, no more Banelings being available for Blackwidow at the moment. Well, this is just an Overlord, okay. Yeah. So this is just a little bit of maneuvering around in the middle. There's no real thing to really fight here that much, because even with crushing the whole army of the opponent, I don't think any of those players can actually win the game here. Nice Widowmine connection going down there for fire, so he actually takes out all of the Zerglings. And yeah, with this move I think he's forced to stay inside of his base now and just defend as good as possible. The Banelings were morphed over here, which isn't really good for him, but they finish and they just spawn inside of the army of fire. So what the... That wasn't really smart of fire there to not focus the units. But overall we can see the production tab and we can see the army supply tab. And yeah, this tells us that we're in a pretty good position, or that fire is in a pretty good position here. These Marines will be taken out, but the third base also is under pressure. Under pressure. And down it goes. And yeah, GG, well played, being called by mCon Blackwidow, which means that Klan Dark Venom will take a second point right here, and we actually will see another game. And welcome back to the ace match of this clan war. And yeah, let's go straight in. The map will be Invader, spawning in the bottom left. We have for Team mCon eSports. This is Marsman. And it seems like he's going for the gateway expansion. There is the Nexus. And going over to the bottom right, there we find his opponent representing Klan Dark Venom, and we just saw him in the game before. He's the red Terran, he's fire. And he's going for no fast command center right here. At least he's adding the factory in beforehand, and this might indicate, since he's also going for his second gas, that he might be going for Banshees, at least one, maybe even two, to fly over. I mean, the air distance is pretty okay compared to the ground distance right there. Might also be, or it could also be a drop with the Widowmine and some Marines. Come on, lift the depot, lift it, lift it. Yeah, there we go. So he's not getting in, but yeah, all of the buildings are being scouted by the Protoss players. So with having the starport being seen, this is pretty easy, and he also sees that there's no expansion. So I expect there to be, yeah, the pylon is there in the back anyways, and yeah, the robo that I was just about to mention there is showing up, so he wants to have the observer possibility there. But yeah, we see, actually, okay, he might be going for the swap afterwards, but he also might go for a tank and then just push over. He was going over with 2 Marines, maybe he doesn't want to show them. His scout also was idling in the top right for quite some time. And yeah, there's a tank that will be taken up with the medevac then. The Marines are already making their way across the map. Okay, 1 Widowmine, 1 tank. He's not... Oh, come on, you need the... Why don't you... What? Okay, he actually just wants to drop. Maybe I was wrong about the plan, that he would go for the tank, or the harassment with involving the tank. And yeah, maybe going in with the Marines right here and then dropping the tank over here to just deal damage to the mineral line or something. But yeah, he's going for the usual drop. A nice connection there, taking out 6 workers in total in exchange for the Widow Mine. That's a trade I would do, man. And we see 2 Marines coming in now, but the army of Marsman looks pretty decent, to be honest. But the Mothership Core goes down. Man, that's unfortunate. Yeah, these Marines are going down, but the Mothership Core being taken out, yeah, not the kind of situation you want to be in as Marsman. And we see the instant follow-up by the Liberators coming in. The 3rd one is in production. 2 are being set up. And also this makes the Stalkers kind of unable to really contest them that much. And we have one more observer over here. A bunker is being made just outside of the base of Marsman. So Fire is taking the pretty offensive position here. Marsman in the meantime has transferred over most of his workers to his 2nd base. And now he's just going in to crush these Liberators. We'll take out both of them. And yeah, we'll lose some more units in the process. And the Medivac will go down now. So this harass on this side is over. But let's go to the front here. He's bunkering forward bit by bit. 2 tanks are there. Some more SCVs are coming. So he wants to add the repair possibility. Yeah, he has 1 Liberator about to be sieged. Yeah, but I'm not sure. Liberator has been taken out. This bunker is not going to finish. And with just 2 tanks there, I don't think he can actually work with just 2 tanks. I mean, he can just take out 1, blink forward to the 2nd one. And yeah, the bunker, it doesn't really matter. So yeah, he doesn't even blink. Okay, he does not have blink actually. Boy, man, why doesn't he blink? But yeah, never mind. Yeah, we have the GG being called right there from Fire, which means congratulations to mCon eSports, takes the Acematch with Marsman running here, and also takes the Clan War with 3 points over 2 for this week.